Straight ahead on What's New, 2 new development projects are coming to Ohio City. We'll tell you exactly where they're going and what they are.
And if you haven't made your Valentine's Day plans yet, you are running out of time. But not all hope is lost. We'll have some last-minute ideas you can take advantage of. And if you decide to stay at home, why not try Fancy Tablescape? We'll have our expert in-house to show us how to make things look pretty.
And spring training begins today for Indians pitchers and catchers. What are the realistic expectations for our 2020 tribe? And, Betsy, don't laugh.
Okay.
Is Bigfoot hanging out in Ohio?
Oh, I hope not.
What's New starts now.
Where did we get this stuff?
And now, live from WKYC Studios, this is What's New with Betsy Kling and Jay Crawford.
I hope not.
Oh, my word. Here we go again. Now he's here, or she. They never say it could be a girl.
It could be a she Bigfoot. You never know. Hello again. It's so good to be with you. With Betsy Kling, I'm Jay Crawford. Here's what's new at 5 o'clock. Betsy, we have a winter weather advisory issue.
Yes, we do. The next storm is brewing, and it's coming our way. There is a look at where it is right now. Do you see it, Jay?
I can tell. It's down in, it's in this.
So there's the rain that's across the deep south, but the actual energy is coming out of El Paso. Ooh. It will sweep up into the Ohio Valley through the day tomorrow, deepening into a pretty significant storm. Look at the blue that cuts across the country. That is the winter weather advisory, so we're not alone in this. But our winter weather advisory kicks off at 4 o'clock in the afternoon on Wednesday. It will continue until 10 o'clock in the morning on Thursday. And just because I can, here's a little tiny peek at 3 a.m. Thursday. There's where you see the problem. Temperature right at freezing, snow in some areas, icy mix in others, and rain farther south. We will start to nail down the details of this forecast. We've been putting in quite a bit of discussion already this afternoon. Matt will have the very latest for you coming up in just a couple minutes.
I will say, it's so fun to watch Betsy when these storms hit, because I was talking with you today, it's literally a temperature here or there, higher or lower. It changes everything.
1 degree makes a big difference, but it's not only at the surface, it's for the 40,000 feet overhead, too.
Yeah. That's why she does all the math on the show. Okay, now to our top story at 5. Ohio City is a step closer tonight to seeing 2 new apartment projects become a reality. Andrew Horansky joins us live near the West Side Market to explain. Hello, Andrew.
Hey guys, well, both of these projects should certainly add to the desirability of this area. They are both along Lorraine Road, and I want to talk about the first one, which is just behind me across from the West Side Market in a plaza called Market Square Plaza that dates back to the 1970s. Well, within the next 2 years, we could see as many as 300 new apartments there, because this week it is one of 2 projects that received financial incentives from the city of Cleveland, allowing new housing to move forward here in Ohio City. And this particular building will be pretty amazing, guys, featuring a unique use of timber, standing 9 stories tall. Now, the other project is just down Lorraine, the other side of St. Ignatius, called the Ermine Lofts. That's going to be at Fulton and Lorraine. Also filling a need that local restaurant owner Sam McNulty says is very real here, in a way that may be even a bit more affordable than what we've seen.
The good news is apartment developers are starting to right-size apartments. So they're making them a little bit smaller, a little more affordable, adding amenities. If you're going to have people over, you're going to meet them at the bar or at the coffee shop.
And we know that those places certainly are not in short supply here. Adding to the incentive to actually live down here, you would be close to the RTA, close to new Metro Parks trails. And tonight we are learning what the new name of that building will be. That's a big reveal tonight. It's 6, guys.
Oh, he's going to make us wait.
Well, I have a question for you, Andrew. I know there's been a lot of building up on Detroit, so that area is definitely exploding. When does this project expect to be completed?
Within the next 2 years. So again, if everything lines up, we're hoping to see this within the next 2 years.
Okay, quickly before we let you go, how many residential units are we talking about?
So 300, but we were talking about this a little bit earlier, Jay. We are going to have to get used to a new term, micro apartment. You know, one of the big complaints had always been how expensive downtown real estate and downtown rentals had become. Well, what some of these new builders are getting into is smaller units. So you asked the question about how many, 300, but 90 of them are going to be these so-called micro units. So we're talking about 500 to 530 square feet. Ooh. Although small, they bring the cost of living down. And if you figure you may not have a car, you may be using the RTA. The affordability gets a little bit more into range, although, you know, these are not going to be your cheapest living options, but they certainly will be cool.
Well, location will be outstanding.
Huge.
Yeah. All right, very good, Drew.
Location,
Thanks.
location.
Thank
We'll
you
be
so
looking for
much.
that.
Well, now on your feet at 5, a judge approved a $26 billion merger between Sprint and T-Mobile. It just needs the California Public Utilities Commission to approve it. So why is this a big deal for you, even if you aren't a Sprint or a T-Mobile customer? Well, it makes that company much more competitive in the bustling 5G market.
5G, we keep hearing so much about it, right?
What
We
is
see
up
it in
with
all
this?
the commercials. There's a lot going on, but there are 3 main reasons why 5G is coming into effect here. So one of them is to increase the speed, of course, right? We also want to improve reliability of your cell service, and they also offer higher capacity. So the speed increase is sort of obvious, right? But it also helps with things like self-driving cars that are coming. They're going to be internet-connected devices, right? You're also
Betsy
going
and I
to
are
have,
like, no.
Yeah, you know what's coming, Jay.
I know, but not for me.
You also have things like where doctors are performing remote surgery. So a doctor can be at one clinic and they can use internet technology to perform surgery at another.
I also want my surgeon in the room with me. I don't want him at the Cleveland Clinic hub.
I know that sounds rough, but I mean, this is where technology is headed. So, I mean, that's something
We're
we
so
have to look
old
for.
school.
Those are 3 major improvements that 5G is going to get us.
Amazing.
You say more capacity. So I noticed this year the NFL was promoting heavily that they had, I think in 17 stadiums, 5G was in.
Yeah.
I think that was to handle, when you have 65,000 people in one area, it can more easily handle all of that traffic.
Of course, it'll handle that. So obviously, when you get to a stadium, it used to be you get your phone out and you go to
Right.
send a
You
text.
were done.
It says you had a signal, but it didn't go anywhere.
Right.
This should fix that.
Okay. Very good.
How's the coverage here in Cleveland? Do we have 5G yet?
5G is here, but it's so spotty. So there are a couple different types of 5G. There's low band and there's high band. You were talking radar stuff earlier, so
Right,
you
yeah,
understand these
I do.
waves. Low band goes further,
Right.
okay, covers a wider area, but it's a little slower.
Yeah.
The high band is actually going to be faster, but it only goes like less than a half mile. So you see them putting up these antennas all over downtown to kind of provide some coverage. But if you look at these maps, T-Mobile claims with their low band that they can cover all of Cleveland. Verizon's high band, honestly, it's like a few streets. You'll see it pop up here on the screen in just a moment.
So there's going to be new towers everywhere.
Yeah, not even really towers. You're going to see them on the tops of antennas, on the tops of street light poles. So
Okay.
you kind of see them around
Smaller
town.
then.
They look like Wi-Fi routers almost.
okay.
All right.
Yeah, so smaller, but a lot more of them.
I really like my OG phone. Do I have to get this new 5G phone, this fancy phone?
And here's the thing. I'm going to tell you can wait. There's time. I would wait until the technology matures, but then we will have to upgrade you, Jay.
Will you email me when it's time?
I got you, buddy.
We have to get you off the dial-up router first.
Well, I carry around a phone that actually has a cord attached to it. It's a really long cord.
Reliable, though, isn't it?
It never lets me down. I can't get pictures on it, though, for
you
some
dial
reason.
by drawing circles. It's very fun.
OG.
Old people know that.
Okay,
Thanks,
Brandon, thank you. Next on your feed, it's a very simple question. And I ask this of a lot of people, and I usually make a very harsh judgment.
Is this a common conversation?
Yeah, it is. Do you believe in Bigfoot?
No.
Not at all. It's just that quick. No.
No.
Huh. Okay. Doesn't exist. I didn't think you would because you're so scientific.
Well.
If it can't be proven, it doesn't exist. 2 men walking through Salt Fork Lake Park in southern Ohio believe that they have seen Bigfoot. So here's the story. Nathan Gray of Winterset and a man who only wants to be identified as Eric.
Good job, Eric.
Yeah, he doesn't want everybody to think he's loopy. He told the Columbus Dispatch that they were walking through the park when they spotted Bigfoot or something that resembled him. There he is in that little shadow. See him back there? Personally, it could be one of their frat buddies, and this could be a big ruse. But you never know. You just never know. I'm waiting to get that really good image of Bigfoot that isn't like behind 12 trees and 150 yards away. Sightings are fairly common, though, in this park. In fact, in 2012, USA Today named Salt Fork one of the nation's, you ready for this? Top 10 squatchiest places in America. And I'm not making that up. I'm not sure that that's a Webster's Dictionary term, but they said that this is where a lot of Bigfoot activity is reported. Believe it or not.
Oh my gosh. Well, if you get really excited about Bigfoot, you can go to the IX Center for one of the many shows. Halfway up to the Ferris wheel, they have a statue of Bigfoot. You can get your picture taken right there.
Well, so he does exist.
That one holds still for you. Not behind trees.
All right, it's time now to get a check of other headlines making news this hour. Sarah Schuckman's made her way to the news desk. So, Sarah, that question now to you. Bigfoot, yes or no?
Well, I don't really have proof either way, so I guess
Well
I'll go
played.
with these guys and seeing it in
You're in the
Salt Fork.
open-minded camp then.
Yeah, I'm open to proof.
That's where I am.
Just bring it to me.
Very good.
We'll go from there. Well, everyone is certainly waiting to see who will Bigfoot the New Hampshire primary today. The polls are still open there until 7 p.m. and many of the presidential candidates are still campaigning in these final hours. Now, some candidates are already on to the next contest. Vice President Joe Biden plans to watch the returns tonight from South Carolina. That state holds its primary on February 29th, Leap Day. The New Hampshire's Secretary of State says the final results from today's primary could arrive as early as 9:30. Well, Brandywine kicked off the Special Olympics Ohio State Winter Games today. 135 athletes from around the state are there competing in alpine skiing, snowboarding, and snowshoeing. And you're welcome to come out to the ski resort to help cheer the games on. And maybe you're looking for a forever friend this Valentine's Day? Of course, Light wants to help out. The brewer is offering to reimburse up to $100 in fees for eligible dog adoptions across the country until February 21st. They're calling it Coors for Canines. You have to be 21 years old, but there's really no beer involved here. Just save your receipt from the shelter and submit it before the 21st. You'll have a new friend and some more money in your pocket. We've got all the details on WKYC.com. Seems like a strange marketing tool here, but the inspiration seems to be cuffing season, or the idea that single people are often looking to pair up during these cold and lonely winter months. And Coors says half of millennials say they're planning to stay in for Valentine's Day. So
interesting.
Puppy and a beer, make a night out of it instead.
All right. It could be one of those ploys, Sarah, where it's just good PR, you know, and it just makes you feel good that they're doing this, and maybe it makes you want to crack open a Coors.
If you're a dog lover, you're thinking differently in the beer aisle.
Perhaps.
Puppy and a beer. That's my idea of a good Friday night. Yeah.
All right, Sarah, thank you very much.
Well, Valentine's is just 3 days away now, and we want to know how you celebrate. Do you have a night out? Do you get or give flowers, exchange gifts, or do you not celebrate? You can weigh in at WKYC.com/vote now.
And while you vote, Will Ewick is at Sweet Moses. That's on Detroit Avenue in Cleveland. He is serving up a Valentine's Day treat. Will, what you making?
Jay, I can't start without washing up. Cold and flu season, wash your hands first. So this is Sweet Moses, coming up on 9 years here in the Cleveland area. 1940s theme, you can hear kind of the noise back there. Oliver going to help me out. This is their special for the month of February. It's the Burning Love. We start with a brownie, and then we're going to go to hot fudge, 1 pump, right?
Wow, Will is behind
I got to try to remember this.
Like
Let's see how I go.
It's like bartending.
Here we go. We're going to come in. We're going to go 2 scoops of, this is cherry chip
Don't skimp on the
ice
scoops.
cream.
Will, did you used to work here? You seem very at home there.
I'm very good at picking up on directions. I had a great teacher with Oliver here. We're going to go with another scoop of hot fudge. We're going to do a little brownie garnish.
Holy
Follow me down here. We have this nice marshmallow in the heart shape.
Oh my goodness.
And you say, why do they call it Burning Love? Why isn't just the love?
You're
Well,
going to toast
gonna
that
set it on
marshmallow, aren't
fire.
you?
here's the burn
toasting
part.
It's like I'm
There
9
you go.
again.
Will, if
We're going to
you're
bring that back for you guys.
if you're not careful, they're going to offer you a job before you leave. I mean, that was
Jay, I need a tip jar here, right?
You do. I'm
That's well
impressed.
done.
We need some
All
whipped
that in
cream, then
under
we're
a
ready to
minute.
roll.
Yeah, you know, he had me at brownie.
Yeah.
He did.
That looks like a good
I was
one.
all in.
Soda jerk, now added to the resume for you there, Will.
It's amazing.
Thank you.
Like he's done it a million times. We're going to see Will throughout the show.
are.
He's going to give us other cool ideas that you can do for Valentine's Day that are distinctly Cleveland.
Right? And
neat.
still ahead on What's New. In honor of Valentine's Week, our Love in the Land stories continue. Yesterday's was awesome. Well, today's is how one couple who spent a lot of time apart manages to make it work.
And Stephanie, for the record, is a absolute hardcore believer of Bigfoot.
I am.
What's clicking in Cleveland?
That's right. I just want to say that I believe in things we don't see. I want to put that on the record.
Okay.
So what's coming up in What's Clicking is Cleveland Browns wide receiver Jarvis Landry is apparently starting a podcast. We'll tell you about that. And Disneyland prices are going up again. You're going to want to know this for your family vacations. Coming up after this on What's New.
All righty, welcome back to What's New. Time to see what's clicking in Cleveland. Stephanie, it seems everybody's doing a podcast these days, and that list is about to grow.
That's right, because everyone is smart, because podcasts are where it's at. That is the word on the internet. So Jarvis Landry, he's being pretty tight-lipped about this, but this is what we've been able to dig up about it. He tweeted out on Monday that he's going to be starting a podcast with a little wolf emoji there. Not sure exactly what that means, but he has implied in his Instagram story that it's going to be about personal growth, saying let's grow together, let's heal together, let's lift each other up. Here's the good news. Everyone can get involved. He wants people to email him questions. He put this out on his Instagram story. The email address is theunogodchose@gmail.com. And he also says that there's going to be a call-in number once we get closer to that first episode, but he hasn't said when that's going to be. Here's some more interesting news. Baker Mayfield might be in on this too. He said that he thinks this is going to be great, and Jarvis said, you know, there's a seat for you there too. And if he decides to dabble in gaming, which we don't really know if Jarvis is a gamer, but Tyler Blevins, who is a famous gamer, says that he's totally there for it. So does Ryan Watt, who's the global head of gaming and VR at YouTube, which, by the way, he is from Cleveland.
Oh, there's a tie there then.
Yep. All right, something else you need to keep in mind for those family vacations. Prices are going up to over $200 for the very first time for park hopper passes at Disneyland. $209 to be exact. So that park hopper pass is for Disneyland and California Adventure Park. They're side by side that let you go from one to the other. And if you just want to go to one park, it's $159. So these are some of the highest prices we've seen. This is part of a 5-point pricing plan at Disneyland. So based on the day, there's cheaper prices based on the day, but these are the highest ones. We've got that all broken down on the website.
I'm going to tell you why they announced this. Because literally within the last 24 hours, little Violet, age 4, decided she wants to go to Disney.
Oh, no.
So it's like they heard. The antennas were up and they're like, oh, we're going to get her.
If you're going to do that, before you do it, please ask me. Because I may have a number of Disney tickets still left.
There you go.
Yeah, that was part of the big perks of working at ESPN.
So you save on the flight.
Yes.
Yeah.
Gosh, it's so expensive. I mean, $200 if you get the kind of family of 4.
And that's just
or
one day,
6.
right?
Yeah, it's insane. You said, I'm going to tell you why they're going to do this. And I said, well, because they love money.
Well, that too.
Yeah, that's really the bottom line there.
Well, the Red Cross is hoping you will give a gift from your heart this Valentine's Day week. Their annual blood drive is happening right now at Lander Haven. That's where Mike Polk is donating blood today. Mikey, how you feeling? You doing? Oh, the needle isn't even in yet. You're fine.
I have not yet been punctured, which is nice for everyone around me. Karen's been very gentle so far.
God bless you, Karen.
You're welcome. Thanks for coming in today.
She's been very patient. She put through a real screaming fit that I put on earlier. And we're open until 7 down here tonight, isn't that right?
That's correct.
7 at Lander Haven. Everybody can come and give blood just like me. My goal, we are going to watch me get tapped here in a little bit, and we will record that and be sure to upload that so you can watch me pass out. I have passed out before. Are you gentle?
I am.
All right.
At least I've been told so.
Have you had people pass out on you before?
I think we all have.
Yes, absolutely, Karen. From your lips to God's ears. Absolutely. So stay tuned. We'll actually show the footage of me getting tapped if you go on to WKYC.com later on and come down.
You still
have some time.
And here's the thing, Mike and
I
everybody, remember, every pint of blood donated can be split up to 4 ways. You can save 4 different lives with 1 pint of blood. So you're doing a really great thing.
My hope is that some of my blood goes to some of my enemies so that my blood courses through their veins.
Only you would think of that. Totally. Mike, we'll check in with you in a little bit. Please don't pass out.
Yes, deep breath, deep breath. And that's what we're doing in the Weather Center, too, interestingly enough. Deep breath, deep breath.
We're going to hear his loud scream, but not from us.
Well, we've been screaming, too, because this is a very complicated forecast. The storm is on a track to bring us a little bit of everything.
Yep, lots of precip coming this way, and we know this time of year that can spell some problems.
Quickly, Bigfoot guy, yes or no?
Yeah, he's got to be out there somewhere.
Of course, I agree, too. And your word today, this should fit right in. This is courtesy Mike Polk.
I'm nervous.
Tumultuous.
Tumultuous.
Like,
that's
this
will be good.
Tumultuous.
I'll help you.
Okay.
You got it.
We got this. Well, that kind of describes the weather pattern.
That's why I told Mike, that's the easiest weather word assignment ever.
We're on to something. Yeah, this is the easiest one ever. Boy, does it get any harder than this. Okay, winter weather advisory, we'll start with that. This is tomorrow afternoon. That evening rush hour tomorrow is when we're going to start to see the impacts from this. This goes all through tomorrow night on into Thursday morning. Nothing going on tonight, nothing going on tomorrow morning. You can see the path Betsy showed earlier. Winter weather advisories all the way back down towards Texas. On the northern end of this, remember, we've got Arctic air building into the system behind it. Blizzard warnings in effect for that. We also got wind chill advisories and warnings because of the cold air coming down that will kind of scream into the system as it's moving on by. But things just starting to get going now. You can see that flow of moisture, very rich moisture-laden air coming out of the Gulf of Mexico. It's this low pressure back here towards El Paso, caused all sorts of snow in New Mexico, but that's going to eject itself out into the Tennessee Valley and bring us some precip. So let's fast forward. Not much going on tonight. Tomorrow morning, we're now at 7 a.m., your morning rush hour. I think we'll have a mix of some clouds and some sunshine. Temperatures in the 20s, so a chilly start to your Wednesday. We're fine for the lunch hour. We're also fine through early afternoon, but the clouds are starting to increase. And temperatures, I think, upper 30s by afternoon. So how are we going to get snow out of this, Matt, when it's in the upper 30s? Well, here comes the precip, and as that falls into our drier air, that's going to help to cool the air mass. So we're going to quickly go from upper 30s down to near freezing, and you can see that snow overspreading the area from south to north. This is your evening rush hour. Pretty decent snowfall rates expected with the onset of the snow. As we go through the overnight, we bring warmer air in aloft. We're still snow from Cleveland out towards the west and the east. It's down towards the south. We start to mix with some freezing rain, sleet, and even all-out rain as you get down towards Canton, Dover, New Philly, Carrollton. We're now Thursday morning, early in the morning. You can see that mix still on going down to the south. Still snow off to the north, but eventually colder air starts to build in throughout the day Thursday, and we go all snow. We should get a break. Here comes the Arctic front, and that is going to come with some colder air and perhaps a line of some squall. So total precipitation as we go on into the day. Kind of a tumultuous look to this map here. We'll have the... Got it. That's right. Rain, snow mix, a little snow in between, and all snow off to the north. And in terms of how much snow, we're thinking 3 to 5 inches off to the northern tier, lesser amounts down to the south. Universal Windows Direct 7-day forecast. We turn much colder on Friday. 14 Friday morning, 7 Saturday morning, but a quick warm-up after that. We'll be right back.
I think that was perfect.
All right, when we asked Northeast Ohioans to share their love stories with us, we got quite a mixed bag, from sweet to downright wacky.
Yeah, tonight we celebrate the love of a self-proclaimed quirky couple. Quirky, I think, because they have a lot of pets with Star Wars themed names, which some would love. Lake Erie freighters are involved, and a baby delivery on the highway is involved. Lindsey Buckingham shares their story of loving the land.
When you think of quirky, something peculiar, the King's romance might fit the mold. Start with their pets, named after Star Wars characters: Vader, Luke Skywhiskers, and Leia and Chewie. Mike, the first mate on a freight hauling iron and coal around the northeastern region, away sometimes months at a time. Life while he's on the ship?
Chaotic, busy, very busy. A lot of running. It's hard. It gets lonely.
Tough, hard. You know, it's a lot of work. It's 7 days a week, a lot of hours, long hours, all night, all day.
They have 3 kids. Their youngest, appropriately named Logan Miles, born on I-90.
Within minutes, the Madison Fire Department showed up at mile marker 215, expecting to deliver a baby.
Yep, you heard that right.
I said, just keep going, thinking we could make it. And
I looked over and the baby was coming out.
It's not your picture-perfect arrangement, but they make it work.
Communication, patience, understanding, all that.
And a sense of humor.
We will joke about it and be like, oh gosh, what now? You know, what can happen now?
3 kids, a house full of pets, and Mike on the ship. The distance, challenging, but the Kings have a connection running deeper than the Great Lakes separating them.
He's my best friend. I mean, and that's all there is to it. He's the person that I go to when I'm sad. He's the person I go to when I'm happy. He's the person that I tell things to that I could never tell anybody else in the world.
I couldn't even imagine our life not together.
Lindsey Buckingham, 3 News.
Nice story. The Kings tell us that their lifestyle isn't for everyone. It's difficult to be away from your loved one for that long, but they say, thanks to things like FaceTime and Skype, they make it work.
They do, and we continue our Love in the Land series with another story of unique love tomorrow at 5 right here on What's New. We'll be right back.
Betsy wants...
And now, live from WKYC Studios, this is What's New with Betsy Kling and Jay Crawford.
I just got owned at my own game.
Jay thinks it's fun to play paper ball during the break.
It is fun.
He's missing one time.
I missed 4 shots in a row. Betsy comes, she goes, what are you trying to do here? I said, we're trying to make it in that recycling bin. It's probably like 20, 30 feet away. She comes up, we're trying to go arch and put it in. She just comes up, straight lines it, typical scientist.
Boom.
Boom, right in. Okay, we better move along because Monique is screaming at us right now about time.
All right, well, here's what we have for you this half hour besides paper ball.
Yeah.
Ever order something on social media and when it arrives, it doesn't fit or look anything like the ad? Yes. Me. A former Bachelorette star ordered this dress, but it definitely didn't look like that when it arrived.
Okay, do we get to see what it looks like?
Most likely.
All right. Today's a very good day. Indians pitchers and catchers reported for spring training in beautiful Goodyear, Arizona. That means baseball season just 6 weeks away. Nick Camino standing by in the wings. He's going to tell us the 3 biggest storylines for the Tribe this year. And this is a lovely video. We're playing How Does This End?
Oh.
Does this girl love this hot pepper? Does she hate it? Or does she have no reaction to it at all?
That's the jalapeno, huh?
We're going to see how it ends.
Oy.
At the end of our show.
Speaking of a hot tamale, we'll send it out to Russ Mitchell over there.
What a toss. What a toss.
Betsy Kling, the check is in the mail.
We're being a little silly, I know. But Russ, anyway, top stories at the bottom of the hour, sir. It's in your court.
It is all good. Jay and Betsy, good afternoon, and good afternoon to you at home. The first Americans airlifted from China after the coronavirus outbreak are being released from quarantine today. There are now 13 cases here in the U.S. One person is being monitored for coronavirus in Ohio. The CDC says, unlike the cases in China, the ones here are mild. A new form of genetic testing may help those expecting understand why they miscarried. The Columbia University Fertility Center has developed what it calls a faster, cheaper method to test fetal tissue for genetic abnormalities. It takes just 4 hours and costs less than $200. And a former NBA star from Cleveland is back in town today helping others. Charles Oakley graduated from John Hay High School and today served the homeless at the Lutheran Metropolitan Ministry on Lakeside Avenue. Through his foundation, he expects to serve at least 850 meals today. Very nice thing he's doing there. I wonder how he would do in the studio with that. What are you guys playing?
Paper ball.
Paper ball?
You can come join us.
My money's on Betsy.
It was a one look. It's all good. Thanks so much,
See you at
Russ.
6. Bye-bye.
Well, today is one of my favorite days of the sports year anyhow. Pitchers and catchers reported to Goodyear, Arizona for Indian spring training. That means real baseball is now just 6 weeks away. I can feel it. And our friend Nick Camino is here. We're going to talk about the 3 biggest storylines involving the Indians this year. And Nick, I want to start with expectations. Is this a playoff team?
Well, that's the big question. A lot of people want to know, how far will this team go? And I think when you're talking about these things, you can't worry about the Astros. We're talking about all that cheating and the Yankees and the Red Sox. Let's just focus on the Central Division. When you look at the AL Central, there's 5 teams in there.
Yeah.
Take away the Royals, they're in a rebuild. Take away the Tigers. So it's probably going to be a 3-team race. You've got Cleveland, you've got the defending champion Minnesota Twins, and you've got the Chicago White Sox, who've spent like $700 billion this offseason.
They broke the bank.
Yeah, so I think it's going to be a 3-team race, but as long as you just get in, I think you've got an opportunity to go.
Especially with their pitching.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, with their starting pitching. I mean, you look at those other teams, White Sox, Twins, great starting lineups, right? But the Indians, as Jay points out, they've got the best starting rotation, and they may have the best bullpen, too, going into this year. So I think those are some things to really look at.
Okay, so we move from the pitchers to, obviously, Francisco Lindor. That's the
We're bringing him up.
Kind of gorilla in the room all the time because, everybody loves him, and he loves us, and we want him to stay, but he may not.
Well, here's the thing. He's under contract for the next 2 years. I know everybody got caught up in some of the rumors that we were hearing that he's, on the trading block and teams are talking about him, but he is under contract for the next 2 years. I think for sure he'll be the starting shortstop come opening day on March 26th. You don't have to worry about that. But I do think you begin to worry if the Indians get off to a slow start or they're underachieving this year. If those things start to happen, I think we'll start to hear his name brought up more in these trade rumors. But for now, I think the Indians have been pretty clear. He's going to be here come opening day. And if you've got him in your starting lineup and he's your starting shortstop,
you've got a chance.
You got a chance to not only win the Central Division, but try and go win a World Series.
Quickly before you go, Tito's going to be 61 here in a couple of months. He's done so much, both with the Red Sox and the Indians. The question is, how much longer is he going to want to stick around?
It's a great question. I had a chance to talk to Terry a couple weeks ago, and he told me, listen, it's getting harder and harder every year to get the energy up to be able to do this every year. But I think what he's pointed out is, I still love the game of baseball. Baseball is who I am. He's been around it since his dad. So I think if he can still do it at a very high level, which I think he's the best in the whole
There's no
game
one
of baseball.
better. No one
He's
better.
changed the complexion of the Indians franchise since he took over. As long as he's got the energy and he's got Millsy by his side, his best friend, I think that they are going to be in a spot where he's not only going to be the manager, they're going to be the talk of not only the AL Central, but the American League.
All right. As long as he does it for another 20 years, I'm good.
Yeah, you got that right.
You can tell him that, because I think he'll have some
I
words
think
for
he's
you
got
then.
another idea. And by the way, Dave Chudowski will be live from spring training all next week.
That's right. It's time now for the pop break. Stephanie Haney joins us again. Steph, what's poppin'?
Well, before we get to that funky Instagram dress, we're going to start things off on a sweet note. Retired NBA star Dwayne Wade is sharing how he felt when his daughter opened up to him about being transgender. That and more in your pop break.
Dwayne Wade is sharing how proud he and his wife Gabrielle Union are to be parents of a child in the LGBTQ+ community.
Once Zion came home and said, hey, you call me Zion, and I'm ready to take on this, I looked at it and said, you are a leader. You are a leader, and it's our opportunity to allow you to be a voice. Right now, it's through us because she's 12 years old, but eventually it would be through her.
Wade spoke intimately about how important it is to be there for their daughter Zaya in all scenarios.
When our child comes home with a question, when our child comes home with an issue, when our child comes home with anything, it's our job as parents to listen to that, to give them the best information that we can, the best feedback that we can. And that doesn't change because sexuality is now involved in it.
Dwayne and his family are working with a group called Glisten to help bring that awareness to more people and places. Eminem is clearing up confusion over exactly why he performed at the Academy Awards on Sunday. He told Variety that when Lose Yourself was nominated 17 years ago, he didn't think that the Oscars understood him as an artist, and he never thought he'd win. On Monday, he tweeted, "Look, if you had another shot, another opportunity, thanks for having me, Academy. Sorry it took me 18 years to get here." And former Bachelorette star Kaitlyn Bristowe is all of us.
This grandma dress is what came in the mail.
In an epic Instagram versus reality moment, which, to be honest, stole the show from The Bachelor last night. Kaitlyn ordered this dress off this sponsored Instagram post.
It's like the cheapest material. It's already like fraying at the bottoms. Like, no, I fell for it.
Not exactly cocktail glam, is it? But she found a good use for it anyway, and her kitchen table has never looked better.
Well, at least she got some use out of it.
I've done that exact thing. It's the worst feeling
It looks
ever.
like a bad Halloween costume.
Oh, those Instagram ads will get you. It is so hit or miss. I love that she's cleaning the table at the end.
It's not even hit or miss. It's miss and miss. I've never had
A lot of
anybody that I
misses.
know that has gotten success off that.
I had a couple good ones. I had a good makeup brush cleaning incident once, but never with clothes. The clothes you just can't trust.
I mean, that looked like a train wreck. It really did.
Yeah.
The picture on the post and then the picture of her, my God, I hope she got her money back.
No,
she just
That's the
wiped.
thing with those. You don't get your money back.
Done?
It's overseas.
All right. That's why I
Table
like to
looks
buy
good,
my
though.
stuff in the store, you know? It's way better that way.
Definitely.
Try it on, doesn't work, you go get one that does. It's just that simple.
If you are looking for something different and fun and distinctly Cleveland for this Valentine's Day, we have you covered. Will Uick has that next. Maddie, how's the weather looking?
Well, I'll tell you what, not bad right now, not bad tomorrow morning, but as we get towards the evening rush hour tomorrow, we're dealing with a storm system. If my clicker works, that'll head out of the Gulf. You can see there snow overspreading the area during rush hour tomorrow, changing over to a mix, maybe a little bit of rain down to the southeast. Many of us will stay snow, and then it gets out of here, but we talk bitterly cold air and some lake effect snow. We'll break it all down for you coming up in that forecast.
Well, nice music.
Yeah.
Valentine's Day is almost here, and Will Hewick has been showing us some different places to celebrate.
Well, there's a lot of places to take that someone special this weekend.
Don't let us interrupt you.
And I got to say, Sweet Moses is one of them. You saw me make this.
No,
I felt like Brucey from Matilda. Carl was cheering me on. He knew I could do it. It's made for two.
Oh my gosh, you ate the
there
whole
you go.
thing.
It's that good. I did. It was made with love, Betsy. I could taste it through the
Only
whole thing.
20 calories,
But hey,
that whole
you know what?
thing,
The thing is, well, that's impressive, Jay. Very impressive. But you know, not everybody has a sweet tooth, so there are many other things around Cleveland. If you're talking a fancy dinner out or maybe something a little bit different and unique, Destination Cleveland has you covered there as well.
There are so many great things for couples, galentines, hey, maybe even a group of friends to really enjoy in Cleveland. And whether you're maybe looking to save a couple bucks and do a special activity or splurge, break the bank, have a night out on the town, we have all those options for you. So we are at Lavacho in the heart of University Circle. This is your nice night out on the town in Cleveland. Come here, enjoy Zach Bruhl's delicious, amazing French cuisine in this beautiful setting of a 1800s carriage house. So you're gonna come here and just really have that intimate setting. The setting can, I think, even bring you closer together, which is fantastic. So we are at Forest City Shuffleboard in the Ohio City neighborhood, and this is a great place for a date night. You could reserve your courts in advance. It's a fun activity. You're able to talk with folks, have fun, grab a bite to eat, grab a beer while you're here too, maybe between the intense competition that you're having on the shuffleboard court. But it's just something different for people to experience here. So many great options for people in Cleveland this Valentine's Day, whether you're looking to break the bank, have a fancy night out, or you know what, try something new and have a fun activity with your special someone.
Plenty of great options around Cleveland, but let's face it, there isn't a lot of time for some people. Some people are very busy. Oliver joining me again here with Sweet Moses. Yeah. And this is something that even if you don't have the time, you can swing in, pick something up like this. This is the chocolate to go. Give me an idea of what's in a box like this.
It's an assortment of milk and dark chocolates, different fillings from pecans, caramel. We've got peanut butter, Nutella, mint filling, as well as a coffee filling.
My daughter would love the Nutella. I know that. So guys, you know, you may have the time, you may not, but there's always a way around it to at least do something for that significant someone in your life this Valentine's Day, which again is on Friday. So look alive.
Yeah, I know. Friday
Valentine's
Day.
Yes, again, we write it down for you.
I am going to remember this year.
Thanks so much, Will. I can't wait to get out to that Sweet Moses. I love that place. It's so good.
Hey,
yeah. A lot of cuddling weather coming our way for Valentine's Day. It's going to be a little chilly on the backside of this storm system, which is looking a little gnarly for us.
It definitely will be. My wife and I are going to do TV dinners on Friday and just stay inside. Yeah, so she doesn't know that yet, but that's what we're doing. So if you're watching, that's great. All right, let's talk about the latest model runs and talk about what's new in terms of that forecast. It all starts tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow evening. As you look here, we've got a winter weather advisory that goes into effect 4 p.m. tomorrow. This is for snow that we'll see on radar tomorrow afternoon, going from the south to the north across the viewing area, and everyone should be encased in the snow as we go towards that evening rush hour. So conditions will start to deteriorate as we go throughout tomorrow evening. Until then, nothing doing though. Storm system still taking shape down to the south. We've got a ton of moisture with this, lots of clouds. It's this area low pressure as it kicks out into Texas. We'll start to tap into that Gulf of Mexico moisture. A storm will form, and that will throw that moisture into our colder air. But tomorrow morning, not a whole lot in terms of problems. You'll need the jacket. We're going to be in the upper 20s. I think we'll see some sunshine out the door tomorrow morning, but those clouds will quickly fill in as we go throughout the afternoon. Still no precip falling out of them around 3, though. So if you have early afternoon plans, perhaps leave and work a little bit early. Wouldn't be a bad idea, because here comes the snow. And I think the most intense snow that we get out of this will be tomorrow evening through the early morning hours Thursday with this as it initially pushes in. Temperatures right near that freezing mark. So I think the snowfall rate will be able to overcome those treated surfaces. They'll likely slicken up in a hurry. By 10 o'clock, we start to get some warm warmer air aloft in this system, and that will change over to a wintry mix, even mixing with some rain down, I think, just south of Akron. I think this model's got a good handle on it, and you can see how that line slowly wavers up to the I-71 corridor as we go throughout the early morning hours Thursday. Meanwhile, off to the north, we're still all snow, and temperature is not really that different. It's all about those temps aloft up in the atmosphere and what it does to our precip. As we head throughout your Thursday morning, as you're heading out to work, I think slick spots, perhaps some icing down to the south, snow-covered roads off to the north, but see the cold air starts to come back in. We changed it over to all snow. And then I think we get a little bit of a break. I think we'll have a pretty quiet day during the daytime Thursday with just some snow showers until later in the day. That's that cold air coming back in. This will come along an Arctic front. It'll likely be a decent line of some squalls and some wind gusts, and then our temps crash after that. We go from the 30s quickly down into the teens Thursday evening, and then we stay there on into your Friday. So in terms of that mixing potential, this is mainly Wednesday night, Thursday. Again, most of the ice should be down to the south. Snow heaviest off to the north. We'll still get some down to the south, but I think a good swath of 3 to 6 inches in our northern tier counties. And then we talk cold behind that. That Arctic air is still set to build in here. The good news is it's brief. Bad news is it's on Valentine's Day. So as you're heading out and about, you'll really need to bundle up because we haven't had too many air masses like this so far of the year. So there you go. There's your forecast. 39 tomorrow. That PM snow developing. Snow over to all snow on Thursday. Cold air sets in for your Valentine's Day. And then Saturday, we start at 7. We're up to 37 later in the day, and the warm-up begins beyond that, guys. Wow.
It is good stuff, and every 3 to 6 hours we're going to get new information, so we'll be updating all of this for everybody.
I recommend the Salisbury steak with the apple pie dessert.
Yes, and the mashed potatoes. That's my favorite.
You can't go wrong.
TV dinner mashed potatoes are kind of the bomb, actually.
They are pretty good. Once you get through the layer, yeah.
Exactly. And you get a brownie. New at 5, how to turn a romantic night out into a romantic night in. We show you how to set up the perfect Valentine's Day table for you and your significant other.
And Betsy, we're playing How Does It End? This little girl gets into her parents' jalapeno peppers, and she likes it. But how does it end? Will she love it, hate it, or have absolutely no reaction to these peppers that are like 1900 degrees Fahrenheit, somewhere around there?
Something.
Yeah, we'll find out when we come back. All righty, welcome back to What's New. We've been showing you fun things that you can do for Valentine's Day. Most of them include going out, spending money. But if that's not your thing, you want to save a little and stay home, we're going to show you how you can bring this beautiful tablescape to your home, and you can do it very inexpensively. And Ashley Clark is here. She's from Ashley Clark Interior Design Group, and she's going to show us a couple of things that we can do to make it very romantic. So,
okay,
what do we have here?
All right, so we started out with low flowers, kind of did a table runner with the flowers. We just literally cut the heads off of them.
Okay.
We wanted to keep it low because when you're sitting across from each other, you want to be able to see each other. So
in most cases.
Yes, in most.
In most.
This is Valentine's Day. I hope you're with somebody you want to see.
I do too. Yes. They smell lovely.
Yes, they do. Yes.
Okay, and then these are called chargers.
Very good.
Yeah, I remember that from the last time you were here. The double tray thing.
Yes, and then we have the candles because everybody looks good in candlelight. So, and it's very romantic. So we did candles.
Very good.
And then the fun part of it is we did the envelope napkins. And you have a little heart sealed sticker here, but you can put little notes inside each of them. Aww. And for your significant other, and just leave little surprises. And we're going to have you guys recreate this for us.
So Betsy and I get to try our hand at it.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ashley, this is great. Betsy, do you think we can do this?
Oh, yeah.
I've seen Betsy's Arts and Crafts.
Cake.
Her frog at the home show won first place.
Winner, chicken dinner.
And it was beautiful. It was awesome.
All right. So we have all this stuff under here.
Pulling things out.
Okay.
All right.
Now, are we allowed to look at that table or no? Let's
look.
not.
Absolutely.
I don't think we need to, Bets.
We actually threw a couple candles in here.
This is where I need my daughter, Josie.
Do you know these are called chargers, Bets?
I did, actually.
Dang it. I was hoping to know something you didn't know.
There's plenty I don't know, but charger's one of the things I actually do. All right, now forks on the left. Knives and spoons
Jay,
on the right.
You put the candle in upside down.
I did? Which one?
Jeez.
No, I didn't put that one in yet.
This is fantastic.
Well, you know, they said some people look good in candlelight. I prefer no light for myself. That's one way to make sure. Oh, I wanted to show too, Bets. You're going to be jealous by this. So let me show people at home, if I could. Gianna, you can come right in here. I'm going to show people at home how to fold this napkin. So you bring this side in here, and you bring this side in here, and then what you're going to do...
You're going to be very upset at the end because you're not watching your plates.
Oh, I'm not watching my margins at the top.
You're
This
also
is
not being very
horrible.
neat. Come on.
No, I'm in a hurry.
Carly.
This is speed
I think you should
napkins.
want me to do
And then you put the beautiful, lovely
Your
little card
note. Yes.
in there.
Have
in there. Boom.
Oh, we're supposed to
heart.
You're going to take
Super
them out.
easy.
Done.
Yeah.
Super easy.
So in the real world, you'd take it out of the styrofoam,
Yes.
obviously.
We ran out of
Lay
time.
those out.
But here on What's New, this is the newest trend in styling in the foam.
Green foam.
I don't think it looks as good in the phone. But ladies, thank you so much. Have a wonderful Valentine's Day.
Nailed
Thank
it.
you.
And
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I got the candles in upside right. And Betsy, I'm getting so good at this.
You got them going the right direction at least.
Yeah, that's.
We'll be right back.
Yeah.
Oh,
the lights for the moon. Oh, will you look at
Want to see Michael Bublé in concert from a suite at Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse? Go to WKYC.com/contest and enter the code word unforgettable for your chance to win a pair of sweet tickets. An evening with Michael Bublé. Only from Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse and 3 News.
Hi, Al. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We never had a good conversation about tires. Since I got.
Check 1, 2, 3. Check 1, 2, 3. Can you hear my mic? I'm all the way back at my desk. Check 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
Mic check. I'm walking out to the set. I think I'm at the Vert.
Hi, testing 1, 2. Thanks for joining us this Tuesday night. Get ready for another round of snow.
Yes, thanks for joining us this Tuesday night. Get ready for another round of snow.
All right, time to revisit our question of the day. Stephanie, how are people celebrating Valentine's Day?
Well, we see flowers and exchanging gifts, stealing a little bit of the votes from people who don't celebrate. And in the comments, people were saying they like to make dinner together at home, which we need to remember is a luxury these days sometimes.
60% don't celebrate.
It's a lot of people saying they don't celebrate.
I'm working.
Okay, so time for How Does It End? We show you a little video clip, we pause it, and you get to guess at home how it ends. And here it is. This young girl finds a jalapeno pepper, and she decides she's going to take a bite of it. She's the cutest little thing.
She is.
How does this end?
She's like, yay.
Will she love it? Will she hate it? Or will she have absolutely no reaction at all?
I think no reaction.
I think tears. I think we're seeing some tears.
Oh, we could see tears. Okay, roll it, and let's show you how it ends.
Poor little thing.
Now watch carefully. She's having a good time.
Look.
Look. Uh-oh.
Oh, her cheeks are getting red.
Yeah, now watch this.
Oh, look at that. Bless her heart.
She was okay. Mom said she actually enjoys it. She loves the taste and everything's good.
Oh, bless her
Adventurous.
heart.
I like it.
Oh my gosh. Update on the winter storm that's on the way next on What Matters Most.
Winter weather advisory. Betsy tracks the timing and what to expect. Affordable downtown living, where several new apartment buildings will go and what they'll have to offer for a much better price. Do you need it? A big phone company merger has sparked a new